Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome inside Assembly Hall after Indiana just wrapped up their game against Michigan. Michigan coming out victorious 75 to 63, dropping Indiana to 15 and 11 overall on the season and now 5 and 8 in the Big Ten. I'm Zain Pyarali. This is Andrew Hussey, beat reporters for the Indiana Daily Student. Andrew, this was really a must-win game for Indiana today. Now they've lost 5 of their last 6. They go on the road, finish up the regular season 4 or 5. Just what does this team need to do?
Yeah, in the postgame, Tom Crean talked a lot about the issues that kind of been plaguing IU all season. He mentioned a lack of leadership, especially from the backcourt. Rob Johnson talked about lack of communication, a lack of kind of fundamentals things that we kind of thought maybe these were question marks heading into the season. They had those 2 big wins to start the season, but that kind of clouded what we thought about this team. But then since then, really all those issues have just come back.
Yeah, no,
it's not been fixed.
No, it really hasn't been fixed. These have been issues the entire year. Again, Indiana turns the ball over 15 times today, leads to 20 Michigan turnovers. Last time at Michigan, Indiana turned the ball over 16 times, leading to 28 Michigan points. So it's really just the same things, the same reoccurring problems that keep popping up. And it's just, will Indiana fix it? And they just haven't done anything. And what did you see offensively? I mean, really a lot of stagnant sets. They didn't really establish the ball inside, but it's really been the same thing that we've seen today that we've seen all year. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's the IU's best offense of the season is when either Thomas Bryant or James Blackman Jr. just kind of go one-on-one, either in the post or on the outside, not really moving the ball. And when they're not going, IU's offense really doesn't have any chance of putting up the kind of point totals it can be capable of.
Yeah, one thing that was interesting was Indiana scored 42 of their 63 points inside the paint. Deron Davis really had a big day today, 13 points, 4 or 5 shooting, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. But when they were getting it inside, things were turning out well. And I asked Deron after the game, I was like, do you feel better? Do you feel like the offense is better when you guys establish the inside and work the outside? He said, yeah, he does. Well, we didn't really see a whole lot of that today because, for the most part, Indiana was on the outside, and they wouldn't get the ball inside until about 10 seconds left into the shot clock. So what was your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, they just could not find a good way to get Deron the ball. Whenever he got it, it usually worked out, like you said, but you just kind of saw dribbling around at the top of the key, a lot of dribble handoffs, and they just really went nowhere. And if you can't get into the lane to kind of dump it off to Deron, it's not going to work out too well.
Yeah, another problem for Indiana today, just shooting-wise. James Blackman Jr., 2 of 7 from the field with 6 points. Robert Johnson, 2 of 7 also with 5 points. Both those guys did not score a point in the first half, and is the leading scorer for Indiana and the third leading scorer. So just Indiana not getting contributions out of those guys, it really affected the entire team. And whenever they don't work the ball down low and work it inside and out, that really doesn't open up for them beyond the arc. Did you see that today?
Yeah, they just like last game, they both struggled again. Rob and James, they struggled against Purdue just a few nights ago, and really, I don't know how healthy James is coming back from that knee injury, because he just doesn't look like the same kind of shooter that he has been all season long. Because before the knee injury, he was maybe one of the best shooters in the Big Ten in the country, perhaps. But they're just not getting set on their shots and not really getting those wide open looks that we're so accustomed to them getting.
Yeah, injuries have played a big part, and there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, I think a lot of it comes down with leadership. And I mean, Crean even said at one point, or in the press conference, he said that tonight at sometimes on offense, it looked like his team was running a remedial offense, which I thought was really interesting. He was very honest in the press conference. Michigan led this entire game. Indiana was down 10 pretty much the entire time. Could never really find a way back into it. Cut the lead down to 6 at one point, but still just no answer in the end. And now they go on the road 4 or 5. All of these really must-wins for Indiana to get into the NCAA tournament.
I mean, at this point in the season, they have to be must-wins because the best wins in your season have come 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when the NCAA committee kind of looks at it, they're like, what is this team right now? And right now, they've lost 5 out of 7 without OG Anunoby, and they head on the road where they've only won 1 game, and that was because of James Blackman's heroics with that big-time shot at Penn State.
Yeah, and Michigan, coming into this game, they hadn't won a game on the road all season. Coming to Assembly Hall where Indiana went undefeated last year, and pretty much dismantle Indiana from start to finish. So it's going to be big for the last 5 on the road for Indiana to see if they can come away with some victories and build a strong resume heading into the NCAA tournament. So for the Indiana Daily Student beat reporters, I'm Zain Pyarali. That's Andrew Hussey. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.